The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So what is this book? Well, it's another personal development book. I can't get enough of them. This is an oldie but a goodie. So how I generally come across personal development books that I want to read is by either listening or reading to other personal development books, and they recommend or they mention someone that they read, or they recommend a good book on a certain topic that maybe the book I'm reading about or listening to doesn't go into a lot of detail about. They'll recommend other books. And that's how I generally just keep my roster going. I make note of it and I read them as I can or listen to them. So this one was mentioned by Bob Proctor. I guess you can see in there it says The Secret Behind the Secret, the movie The Secret. That's what got me really into personal development and actually kind of shone the light on to that whole genre of things that I didn't really pay any attention to before. So I started to read The Science of Getting Rich because that's what Bob Proctor read and continued to read throughout his whole life so he could understand all the various aspects. So why I read this book, again based on recommendation, but what I like about it is because in the movie The Secret and in other personal development books, they talk about this formless substance. A formless substance that the whole earth is made of, that you can just form in your mind and it will come into fruition type thing. I really find that concept very abstract because it is. So it's hard to visualize what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to manipulate this formless substance into providing what you want in life. I find it to be very complicated, and but this book kind of helps explain it. It helps explain what this formless substance is and how to use it to benefit your life. So it kind of brings an abstract idea into more reality, a practical application of it. So it's good for clarifying, and I've read and reread this a lot of times. It's not very big either. It's just a small book. That's what I like about these little books, because they're not easy to read because there's a lot to it that it takes. They're nice to read, I guess I should say, because they're short and it feels like it's not going to take forever to read, but you do need to take your time to kind of and try to understand the concepts as you go. But you can always reread it and reread it again and again and again, which I have time and time again. So let me just read a little bit about, I also have some notes, of course, a little bit about this book. I just wanted to read a little passage in it, just so you can get a better idea of what it's about, and maybe you might want to read it. Hang on, I'm getting there. All right. So this is basically what it's about. So it says here, there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. All right, did you understand that? That concept to me is so over my head, but I know it's important to understand and try to utilize to, get further in life. It's just such an abstract concept. So this book is a practical guide on how to actually use the formless substance to achieve what you want to achieve. I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I'm just going to read a little bit from the introduction here, so just so you know, so you know what you're in for if you get this book. It says, this book is a pragmatical, not philosophical. It is a practical manual, not a theory. It is intended for the men and women whose most pressing need is for money, for people who wish to get rich first and philosophize afterward. It is for those who have so far found neither the time, the means, or the opportunity to go deeply into the study of metaphysics. It is intended for those who want results and who are willing to take the conclusions of science as a basis for action, without going into all the processes by which those conclusions were reached. So basically what he's saying is it's going to teach you how to use the formless substance without going into so much detail about what the formless substance is and how it came about, that people know about it, and without going into too much detail of the formless substance itself, but how to use it. I don't know if I'm being very clear with this, but I hope I am. Anyways, it is a really good book, and it does help clarify what the formless substance is and how we can use it, and just like how we use our attitude, like a positive attitude, to change how we are in life, and how gratitude and all the good things that a lot of personal development books touch on. But it's just about this formless substance that it's all around us, and it's just waiting for us to make it into something that will serve us. So I don't know. Give this book a read, though. It is really good. I don't think I did it justice by explaining it, but it's definitely worth a read, and I really like it. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.